What's up, everybody? Speckhawk here with a movie review for Captain America Brave New World. I haven't done this in a while. If you're new here, I do movie and TV reactions, but for this movie, I decided to, go to the theaters yesterday and watch it, and now here's my review. When it comes to the reception of this movie, I've heard nothing but mixed things about it. Some people think it's really good, and others think it's either average or straight up mid. I had to go in, see the movie for myself, form my own opinion. If you haven't watched it, I actually did a out of theater reaction video for this movie. If you see the video, then you'll know that, or if you've seen the video, I should say, then you would know that, you know, I walked out of it not knowing how to feel yet. You know, um, yeah, I thought it was, watchable and very fun to, see. But, I had to have, my thoughts sink in a little bit more before I could, give my full opinion on it. After all of that, I can confidently say that, while flawed, this movie was still pretty fun to watch. And, it's a really nice addition to the MCU, franchise post Endgame. Let's start off with the good. Everyone here did a really solid job. Anthony Mackie, especially, his performance here is really solid. He's a great Captain America. His Captain America is somewhat similar to Steve regarding morals and stuff like that. Uh, but he is different enough to stand out, like not having the super soldier serum. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit worried about how this was going to be written, when it comes to his battles, especially with who he fights at the end. But with how the movie played out, I thought they handled that well. Yeah, all of that was thanks to the vibranium suit that he got from the Wakandans and Bucky. He's able to take out enemies. He's got all this kind of special equipment, with all this kinetic energy to really help him out. And it got to the point where he didn't really need the serum that much. Yeah, and that was a thing in this movie. Sam, throughout the movie, in certain scenes, he struggles with thinking about whether or not he should take the serum. Is he a worthy enough Captain America? you know and after all of that, he's still enough. He's still a good enough Captain America. Though, with the Red Hulk battle, I'll try not to give too much away, but yeah, the way the fight resolves, like near the end, yeah, um yeah, I'm not going to give anything away, but the way it's shown, knowing how Sam is as a character, and Sam and Ross's interactions throughout the movie, it makes sense. Yeah, I'll just say that if it was any other character doing that, then it would be straight up lame, in my opinion. The way, the Red Hulk thing was resolved without Super Soldier Serum. Yeah, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Speaking of Red Hulk, Harrison Ford as, Thunderbolt Ross, aka Red Hulk, he did a really good job here. Yeah, the OG actor, William Hurt, sadly passed away and was unable to be a part of this movie. And so, they put Harrison Ford in there, and I do think that he really did a solid job as this character. Everyone else here did, pretty good. And Carl Lumbly, especially, man, yeah, he put in, the work here. And seeing his interactions with Sam made this movie feel like a pretty good continuation of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where Isaiah was introduced. But some actors aren't given the best to work with, and I'll get into this, into like the things that I'm mixed about. The mixed section of this review. There's also some cameos, but they do serve the story. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I also, really appreciated the fact that it does try to replicate, the tone of, Winter Soldier and things like that, because this is supposed to be a mystery political thriller, you know, um, and I'm very glad that that tone is there. There's no it isn't forced to be super funny or lighthearted, not Thor Love and Thunder level bad. Yeah, I'm very glad, Brave New World avoided that. Also, the action and anything to do with specifically flying, with Sam still having his wings, even as Captain America, yeah, that was really awesome. And there's also, Torres as the new Falcon. You know, like their flying scenes are really good. There's some nice camera work and sick moves, from both characters, trying to take out enemies. But other times, the action ranges from okay, good to straight up lackluster. Now we move on to the mixed section. Mixed meaning that there's some things that I'm questioning, that I'm really mixed about. Yeah, any other action scene, regarding hand to hand, uh, it's not the best. It's not Winter Soldier level great. You know, um, there are multiple cuts sometimes, of characters fighting before a punch or kick actually lands. It didn't happen all the time, but it was really, noticeable. And yeah, uh, the hand to hand, it wasn't really too great. I mentioned earlier that some actors aren't really given a whole lot to work with, and that includes Torres, the new Falcon. Yeah, he tries to, be the funny guy, but the stuff they give him, doesn't really land for me. I mean, I wasn't really laughing hysterically. None of the people in my theater were laughing hysterically either. At best, I chuckled a couple times. Yeah, it wasn't too great. But by the end, Sam and Torres have moments that really did make me start to laugh a bit more. But the problem is that it's a scene where not a whole lot is happening. Yeah, I wish the interactions between Sam and Torres when they are in action, have some bite to them, and the humor pops off really well. Yeah, I wish it was like that for a majority of their scenes. Torres, he's still a good character. I mean, him as the new Falcon, I thought that was pretty cool. And again, some moments, not all, but some moments did make me chuckle or laugh a little bit. Also, the thing when it comes to Red Hulk, we know he's in the movie because the trailers, but looking back on it, I really wish they didn't, you know, uh, reveal that he was going to be Red Hulk in the trailers. Thunderbolt Ross, because we don't get a whole lot of Red Hulk in this movie. And regarding how many Hulk characters there are in this movie, yeah, this really does feel like an Incredible Hulk sequel, along with being a Sam Wilson Captain America movie. And um, yeah, uh, yeah, it is a bit weird, though. I'll be honest, I haven't rewatched The Incredible Hulk since 2022, I believe. Uh, my memories of rewatching that movie weren't too great. I didn't really enjoy it, and with this movie, I feel like they explained certain characters enough to the point where uh, The Incredible Hulk isn't an absolute necessary rewatch, in my opinion. All right, here's the bad. There's this character named Ruth, who is a former Black Widow, and yeah, at the end of the day, there was really no point to her character because the way she is written here is very weak. I mean, I guess she had a role in Ross's administration and I guess helped out the characters, but other than that, what was the point of her character? I mean, she even gets like a whole hallway fight scene. Uh, Um, I guess minor spoiler, but whatever. Um, no, yeah. It was yeah. I feel like that should have belonged to someone like Sam or Torres. Yeah. It's really weird. And I think I saw a poster where you know Ruth had a suit. I guess her former Black Widow suit. I don't know. She doesn't suit up in this movie. You know, yeah. Yeah, what was really the point? Also, I know that when it comes to production, the behind the scenes, this movie went through hell and back. There was a lot of reshoots to make this film the best that it can be, and it shows here. I mean, the green screen. Oof. Yeah. I mean, uh, for the most part, this movie, uh, was shot on location, and some things looked really good, but other times, there is some very noticeable green screen that basically uh took me out of the movie almost. And in the post credit scene too, um, you know, by the way, you have to stay until the very end of the movie for a credits scene. There is no mid credit scene. Anyways, the post credit scene, to me, it felt like something they filmed like last week. It did not look great. Okay, I want to discuss the main villain. Um, you know, by the way, in terms of what's relatively public knowledge, the trailers that I've seen, that I've reacted to, that I've shown here on the channel, it didn't really show this villain a lot, and it definitely didn't show his design. So I'm gonna be vague as possible. Yeah, well, while the villain, his planning, the way it was written was pretty good. The design, man, oh man, I mean, it's not a microwave C3PO, but he's more like a Angstrom Levy from Wish. Like, I'm being dead serious. I mean, that it's God, that was horrible. Yeah, again, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Oh wait, actually, I mean, I saw somewhat of a picture of the main villain. Yeah, when I saw that picture, I thought it was just some fan made thing, but it's real. Like it's a real design. Yeah, I can't believe it. Regarding other characters, Giancarlo Esposito is in this movie as a sidewinder. I remember in one of my reactions, I thought he was going to be the main villain. Well, my trailer reactions, I should say. Yeah, I thought Giancarlo was going to be the main villain, and yeah, regarding how his character is written, man, it feels like any other actor could have played this character. Yeah, it's such a throwaway character. Giancarlo was wasted, man. Yeah, really disappointed because Giancarlo Esposito could have been Professor X or anybody in the MCU, but instead he's this character who could have been played by anyone else. Yeah, it's really disappointing. Despite all of my criticisms, I still had a really fun time with this movie. Yeah, after thinking about it, it's just a pretty good time. I mean, though it is disappointing considering the previous three Captain America movies, before it were really, it ranged from pretty good to just solid. I mean, yeah, First Avenger. I mean, uh, I guess First Avenger is a step above Brave New World. Like they're almost on the same level, but Winter Soldier and Civil War, they're in a different league. And Brave New World, I am a bit disappointed that it wasn't like Winter Soldier or Civil War. That's straight up where it's just straight up peak. Yeah. At the very least, I thought this movie was going to be like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought that was one of the stronger MCU Disney Plus shows. But it is what it is. This is a pretty good enough time for any Marvel fan to enjoy. Yeah, I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 on this one. Yeah, it's from a 6.5 to a 7. Yeah, right now it's a 7. Anyways, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys thought of my review for this movie and the movie itself down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and follow me on all these other social media platforms. If you're new here, I don't just do movie or TV reviews, I do reactions to those, movie and TV shows, that I, cover here. All the uncut, content, uncut, unedited reactions to any movie or show I do, all of that is on Patreon. You'll have access to uncut versions. They are in watch along format, so you will need your own copy of the movie or show to sync the time codes and watch along with me. And it's available for both free and paid members. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'm out for now.